Hi, this is Cindy Luby with Cindy's Cards and More, and guess what time it is? It's time for our paper pumpkin alternatives for the month of October. Wow, look at this kit. It is absolutely gorgeous. Love that shaded spruce color. It is just something that is so much fun, and I just love the designs that they came up with. Stampin' Up! Was inspired by one of our designer series paper on this kit, and that's what's called our Peaceful Cabin. That designer series paper is absolutely gorgeous. So let's take a peek. All right, now this is what I'm talking about. Look at these cards that you get. This is our designer series paper that's called the Peaceful Cabin, and they came up with some great cards for this. You also get the shaded spruce blank card that you can use. Look at this envelope with this embossing on it with the silver. Isn't that gorgeous? Just love that. And on the back side, you have that plaid look. Isn't that great? Tell you, so much fun. Now, let's look at all the little things that you get in our kit. You're going to get these Noels. Now, you don't see a lot of those because Elaine and I, who's my partner, and she's over at Paper Crafts by Elaine, she does part of the alternatives and I do the other part. So we do this as a team, come up with some great ideas. So we used a lot of our supplies, needless to say. So we've got a few Noels left, but this is great. You're going to get several of those. You're going to get these great things that you can do your stamping on. So you've got those. You're going to get several sheets of that. Now, you're going to get several of these flags. You're going to get a couple of sheets of this. And what? I'm going to give you a hint. You can always use the other side too, not just the real red side. I'll be showing you an idea on that one. Now, you're also going to get your dimensionals and your glue dots. You're going to get this sheet. And this sheet, you're going to get several of these. And this comes with a circle. It's going to come with your background, which is your plaid. And then it's going to give you this gray that's like this wood tone to it. Now remember, you can always use the back side of these, so I'm going to be showing you something on that too. You're going to get these wonderful vellum pop-outs. They are great. Look at these cutouts. And you're going to get that. You're going to actually get one with the whole piece in it, believe it or not. They keep falling out. But be sure and keep one of these because I'm going to show you how to use the negative to make a card. There's another hint for you. So you're going to get several of these. You're going to get this great stamp set. Now look at this stamp set. Let me see if I can get that better for you. There we go. If I open up this card, you can see that better. You're going to get this Merry Christmas, Peaceful Christmas Wishes. You're going to get Holiday Cheer. You're going to get, look at these trees. You're going to use these trees many times. From Our House to Yours, to You and Yours, wishing you and your family all the best. Sending you peace and joy all year long, and you're going to get these snowflakes. Elaine used those snowflakes quite a bit. Great stamp set that you can use on all your other holiday cards too. So this will be like a great addition to your stamp set collection that you have. Now you're going to get some twine. Always can use that, and that's in our real red. You're going to get this great shaded spruce Stampin' Spot, and guess what? We haven't had this color before, so this is going to be a great addition to your collection. I actually use some of my Stampin' Spots when I'm doing some small stamps and I need something. Sometimes it's hard to not get ink everywhere when you're using our larger stamp, our inks. So sometimes I used to like to use our ink spots. And then last but not least, you're going to get this wonderful little bling. Now you're going to get a couple sheets of those. Elaine used most of them already. But she did leave me a few, but just to give you an idea of what they look like. There you go. But those are great addition, and they're really cute. They've got some sparkle in them. All right, so let's put this all back. Now, I told you about the Peaceful Cabin Designer Series paper. I thought I would show that to you also because I think that's really important. See what I mean? This is one of the papers that they were inspired by. They just made it into more of a card size. All this paper will come in 12 by 12, so don't think about this all you're going to get. We just wanted to show you these are pieces we had left because we've used this designer series paper quite a bit, and I like it because it's got all that shimmer in it, that silver shimmer. Now on the other side you get the diamonds, so both sides of these papers are absolutely gorgeous. This piece would be great for your scrapbook pages. All you'd have to do is cut it in half. You could use that as a border because you've got it on either side. And it's got that great shimmer to it. Look at how that shines. And then you've got this gray on the back side too that's really pretty. Ooh, now look at that. Look at all that shimmer in there. Isn't that pretty? That would make a great background. And then you've got all these cabins on the other side. You could even fussy cut a few of those out if you wanted to and use it as an addition to your card. That would be fun. Or you could put it on the inside of your card. Look at these snowflakes. Aren't those pretty? And they've got some sparkle to them also. Just love that. And then we've got plaid. There we go. And this is all in that grayscales that I love. Oh, and look at that wood grain. Isn't that just gorgeous? Just love that. And then on the other side, you've got these little trees. Now you can cut these in strips. And actually, we're going to show you an idea of how we did that. Elaine did a card like that and used one of the strips of this. So, all right. Now that I've shown you all that, I think it's time to show you some cards. So here's our first one. Oh, look at that. See how she cut that down the middle? And then she mounted that on our silver foil that we have. Isn't that pretty? And remember what I said? How you could use the other side. That's real red on this other side. And then she used the white. Ha! Two sides to everything, isn't there? She used the Merry Christmas. I love that. And used some of our silver twine. Inside, look at all those snowflakes that she did in the gray. Isn't that pretty? And then she did Peaceful Christmas Wishes. Love that card. Very creative. Now, here's one with our Peaceful Cabin that she stamped. Look at that. And she even got the smokestack in there. Can you see that? And then she used some of our Designer Series paper out of that pack that I just showed you. And it's got the little trees in there. And then she just stamped something right in there. Isn't that clever? I tell you. Just love that. Now, she did use the shaded spruce piece that I showed that you get in there. Remember I showed you that piece with the circle and everything on there? That's what she used. And then she just mounted it on basic white and then put it on real red. And put some trees in there. Merry Christmas from our home to yours. Just love that. Now, here's a card that I did. And I used our card that we get in the kit. Just cut it down. I mounted it on real red. Now this plaid is not the gray one. This is actually out of our Designer Series that you get if you're a hostess in our main catalog. This is a great deal. You get so many 12 by 12 papers. One side has many colors on it, and then the other side of all those papers are different patterns of black and white. Love black and white cards. So that's how I got inspired to use that. Decided I wanted to do that instead of the gray because I wanted to pick up more of the black in my trees. I did our Merry Christmas and the flag, and then I just stamped a sentiment on the inside. So great way to use that. But see how many different ways that you're able to use those cards instead of using it just for one. Now here I decided I'd use the whole card just as a greeting card. And I wanted to do that as the scene, but I took some of our trees, our dies, excuse me, from some of our other trees that we have in our catalog. This is actually from Peaceful Cabin, these two trees, and I did that with that card that you would get. Remember that paper you got? That's the plaid. So this is actually plaid trees. Isn't that cute? Then I used our Peaceful Deer. That's one of our stamp sets in there. I did a little shading with our blends, and there you go. There's a whole scene I created. On the inside, I put those trees in there again and holiday cheer. Very easy. But this time I used the whole card instead of just a piece. Now here is another card that Elaine made, and see how she took this card here? This is what she did. So instead of using just this, she took and cut it so she would get that whole card out of that. Isn't that clever? She put that on basic black. Use some of our ribbon in there. See, now she's using that bling that you got in your kit and the Noel. Isn't that cute? Just love that. Very clever. Again, used all those snowflakes in there. Great way to have a design on the inside of your card. Now, on this one, she used that vellum with those trees. But on this one, she used a lot of the Wink of Stella because she wanted to get that silk. See how that just kind of glows there? with all that silver in there. We got to have bling, and we love our Wink of Stella. And then she folded that up so it had a little bit more rustic look to it. Added some of the bling. She took a tree out of our card and got a sliver on there. Put that on real red. Use those red gems. Aren't those pretty? Great way to decorate that tree. And remember, back side of that, there's that green. She used the white side of it, so she put her sentiment on there and put some silver foil. Again, she pop-dotted that all up, so she's got some dimensionals up there, under there, and then on this time, she put all of her snowflakes on this side. Isn't that cute? Love that card. Now, here's another take on the vellum, and I made this is the one I did, and I made my own scene. So I just took the vellum, took one of our dies, and cut that out. Used that plaid paper that I love so much. Put that Noel on there, and I'll put it on real red. Put a sentiment in there. And there you go. That's that. And we'll go and look at this one. This time Elaine used the back of the envelope. Remember the envelope I was showing you at the bottom? She just cut a strip out. She mounted it on the silver foil. Put the Noel on there. Put the other pieces there. And she did use the cardstock that was provided, the card, because on the inside we have the white. But look how she did the trees and the snowflakes. Isn't that great? I just love that. And then put 2 sentiments in there, sending you peace and joy and Merry Christmas. Love that. Very creative. Now here is another one. Remember the one I showed you where I did the die? I also did this die, same one, but instead I took one of the pieces that I had left from the Christmas trees and I actually cut it down so it would fit into that as a frame. Put it on basic gray. And then on the inside, I put the trees. This is smoky slate with my real red peaceful Christmas wishes. So you just never know what you can do with that. Just use, I tell you, that stamp set is great to use for different things that we were doing in here. Now look at this one. Elaine did our vellum on this. And remember that I was telling you about those Christmas trees that you can get in strips? It's on the back side of the wood grain. That's what she did. She used a few of that strip there, just cut it out so it gives you a little bit of a background. You put the vellum in there. These trees are from the Peaceful Cabin, and then she put a little Wink of Stella on there. Added some bling and mounted it on basic black because she wanted to make sure that popped. Put that on smoky slate cardstock. Added the trees and the snowflakes and put a sentiment in there. Isn't that a great card? Very easy to make. And she did put some dimensionals behind here, so it did have a little bit of pop-up on there. Now, remember when I talked about that you always want to save your negative from your pieces that come out? That's what I did. I took my shaded spruce, I put my piece down, and made sure that it stuck down, so I just used a little bit of Post-it note tape. And I did my shading with my blending brushes, and I just did a little bit darker and to the lighter at the bottom. The one thing I will say when you're doing that is don't get too wild when you're doing your shading, because the first time I did this, I got a little outside of the area where the negative was. So it really did look like it was almost like a window. Now you could actually do that so it had a border around it. That would be kind of pretty too. So you could do it either way, but that wasn't the look I was going for. So I redid it, so I just made sure that I kind of stayed within my area. You never know when you're designing something what will happen. But I put that on shaded spruce. Now, the other thing I thought about is I could have put a sentiment here, but I decided I wanted that scene to be by itself. On the inside, I did the trees again, and I just put a holiday cheer in there. Very easy to make and very quick. You don't hardly need any supplies for that one. So love these cards. Now, I saved the best for last. Look at this card that Elaine did. Now, I'm going to show you this side, give you a hint. She took the envelope. Now, she kind of left it as the envelope. She tied a bow here with our real pretty ribbon that we have. On the back side, she left the flap of the envelope there. You can stick a gift card in there if you wanted. Isn't that fun? She put the negative of the trees with the vellum here. She did a little scene and mounted it on real red, and that's our cabin from our peaceful cabin. She also made it so she left the whole thing open was the envelope, so you could actually put another card in there. You could put a regular card in there if you wanted. You could do that and slip one in. So you could actually put a regular card in there. Or you could just do a part of a card if you wanted and do something. The other thing I might think about doing is you could mount a gift card on a piece of cardstock and stick that in there also. So then they know there's a flap there and that they could open it. And you could actually put that under the tree as a present. So no more wrapping. You don't have to do anything else. And what a clever way to do it, almost like a gift card envelope. I think that is so clever. And it has a little fun thing in there. So you could actually put your name on there or whatever. If you're putting something with the gift card in there, you could sign on the inside of that too. So, great, great cards. I just think this was such a fun alternatives to do for you for this stamp set. Of course, we love winter when it comes. And this kind of had that transition from fall to winter. Christmas is right around the corner. So let's kind of review these cards again. We've got this one, remember, with the gift cards you could do. I did this one, the stencil. We've got, oh, look at that one. Just love how she mounted that on there. Another item that you could use some of your dies. So remember, when you're going through and looking for alternatives, look and see what's in your collection that you have. You will never know until you look to see what other things you could use with that. Just stretch your imagination a little bit and you'll come up with all sorts of ideas. Use the pieces that you have so you don't have to do the whole thing. And again, pretty much used most of the pieces that were in there. You can use a whole card or part of a card. Use the vellum in different techniques. You can use your cards in different ways. So you can just use what you have. And then so this one was pretty much almost everything that we had in the kit. Use your other dies that you have. Use the Peaceful Deer. He's not really meant for Christmas. He was just in there, and I decided you could use a deer, you could use a moose, you could use all different ones that you have in your collection to do that. You can use the whole card. You could have cut this off and put it on another card to mount, so you would save that, and then you could use the back side for another scene. So you just have to think about how you're going to do your cards. Here is another one where we just used a part of it, but a whole different look with using some of your pieces that you have in your DSP and then just mounting it on cardstock. Here using a stamp on some of your DSP and still coming up with that same look. So, and this was our first one. Always remember to use the back side. It's not always about the color that's provided. If you've got white, then you can put red on it and use that as a stamp for a sentiment. So there you go. Great alternatives for October. Now, November's right around the corner, and I understand that one's going to be a lot of fun too, where we're going to have different little gift bags and things, I think, to make on that one. But you never know what Stampin' Up's going to come up with. Now, remember, if you like this, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it if you do. I'm trying to grow my channel, and any comments that I get, I really do appreciate your feedback. I do this every month after our paper pumpkin is delivered. We do this video around the 25th of each month, so you'll always have something that you can look forward to. And we always provide you alternatives that you can do with what you have in your kit. Always remember, you have a lot of things that you can choose from when you have other stamps. And I know you've probably got a few other ones in your stash, right? Just like I do. So, until next time, we will see you back here in November. I think we're going to do it around the 22nd because, you know, Thanksgiving's right around the corner during that time. But I do a video every week where I do my quick and easy cards, and that's always on a Tuesday. And so I look forward to seeing you back here next Tuesday where I'll be doing my quick and easy card. And please subscribe. I would love for you to stay tuned and see all the videos that I do. I hope you have a great day. I know I am. Happy crafting! Bye now.